Here's Prescott. Over middle, fire, caught, CeeDee Lamb, touchdown, Dallas.
What up, Cowboy Nation? It is your boy Big D over here at Big D Media, talking all things Dallas Cowboys and other NFL news. Real quick, want to say thank you to everybody for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing my videos. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll know anytime we dropping content over here on the channel. Now, I hope everybody is having a great Thursday. We almost there, y'all. Friday is right around the corner. So it just sucks that there will be no football for a long time. You know what I mean? It's been a great season. Kansas City, again, old Patty Mahomes showing us why he could go down as the greatest quarterback to play. I mean, he's doing a lot in his career and a lot earlier than a lot of these legendary quarterbacks have been, and he's set a lot of trends. So big up to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and I want to send my prayers and well wishes to all the Kansas City fans. What happened to y'all yesterday while celebrating your team's success shouldn't happen to anybody during a sporting event. It's sports. We out to enjoy our team and enjoy each other and just enjoy our fandom. And for somebody to come and ruin that by pretty much trying to take life is ridiculous. And I hope they punish him to the T. You know what I mean? And if it was up to me, it'd be something else going on for him. But anyway, just wanted to say that that's horrible what happened to the Kansas City fans yesterday. Nobody should have to go through that when they're going to have a good time and celebrate something that shouldn't even involve a gun. You don't need a gun at all at this event. So hopefully everybody, I'm not sure, I didn't hear if anybody passed or, you know what I mean, if they did, my condolences. If not, hope everybody is back up and moving and getting well as soon as possible. But some other NFL news, the San Francisco 49ers fired their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks. And I really, I just don't understand that move. Like, your defense was one of the best defenses in the NFL this year. You just finished the Super Bowl. I don't think you can blame that on Wilks. I think you can blame that on, one, a freak injury happening to one of your best players on defense, one, and two, the fact that you played Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I don't care what defense you pulling out on the field. They better be top-notch all game. And your offense better find ways to keep scoring points. Patrick Mahomes done showed y'all twice now in the Super Bowl that you better put him away when you have a chance. But the fact that Steve Wilks has been fired again after his first tenure with a team, if you don't remember, when Josh Rosen was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals, that was Steve Wilks' first year as a head coach. They drafted Josh Rosen. They didn't have the best year. Josh Rosen was not the pick. Josh Rosen, I don't even think he in the NFL anymore. But Josh Rosen was a bust. They fired Steve Wilks, hired Cliff Kingsbury, traded Josh Rosen, and drafted Kyler Murray. So I feel like Steve Wilks has caught a bad deal. He's a very good coach. That defense looked pretty good this year, if not better than last year. You know, they had some skids, you know, earlier in the year with a 3-game, losing streak earlier when they lost to Cleveland and Cincinnati and Minnesota. But I don't feel like he deserved to be fired. That defense is a good unit, and I feel like if they just have a competent coach, they're going to be fine. But for him to get fired when you had a top 5, top 10 defense pretty much the majority or the whole year, That's pretty messed up. And for y'all to use y'all DC as a scapegoat is pretty ridiculous, man. That's pretty messed up, and I don't see how Shanahan couldn't fight for him a little harder. But maybe he trying to take the heat off of himself. You know what I'm saying? But you up 10-0 in the first quarter, and you lose the game 25-22. So you score like 12 points in 3 quarters. It wasn't the best performance from your defense in the end, and I feel like some of the things they did at the end, maybe you can blame Steve Wilkes, but at the same time, that was a great defense this year. He did his job. He got you to the Super Bowl, and I feel like the man deserved a second chance. But it is the 49ers, and they look for an excuse on why they lost every single year. Y'all can say that about the Cowboys, but I seen a video yesterday. This year, they're going to say the refs and the fact that Dre Greenlaw got hurt. Don't forget that, y'all. But at one point, is this not the, how y'all say, is this who the Cowboys are? At what point is this who the 49ers are? Is their culture the same as it has always been? Y'all attack our culture every day. Right now, we have a winning culture. We have a winning culture. Out of 47 games the past 3 years, we've won 36 of them. So we have a winning culture right now. Now, we don't have a Super Bowl winning culture right now. That culture died a long time ago, as far as Cowboy Nation go. See, Emmitt Smith had a lot to say about our players, and I love Emmitt. Don't get me wrong. But, Emmitt, you played with a lot of Hall of Famers, dog. And your offensive line was probably the best of all time. So I pipe it down on how much I'm talking about what I did as opposed to what we did. Emmitt Smith was a good running back. He was a special running back. But he wasn't the best running back of his time had somebody decided to continue their career. Think we know who I'm talking about. Barry Sanders was way better than Emmitt Smith athletically, physically, but he didn't have the offensive line that Emmitt Smith had. So Emmitt Smith, I hear you talking about the players are living off y'all's success. Every team since y'all has been living off y'all's success. But this team, this particular team, this quarterback, this coach is also living with a lot of, not yours, but a lot of the past team's failures. They're blamed for that too. So if you don't want them living off your success, make sure you don't blame them for the failures of past regimes. Jason Garrett, Wade Phillips. Don't blame them for that. Don't say they ain't been to the Super Bowl in 30 years, because they weren't on the team 10 years ago. It was a whole nother regime, whole nother set of coaches. Nobody's living off the success of anything. All of them are trying to live up to what y'all did. And the fact that y'all were so good sets the bar for them so high that you can't even see how good they really are, because we're judging them off one game, which is the Super Bowl, which is the game. That's what we make our career off of. I understand that. But we can't just throw away everything they did because they didn't get to the Super Bowl, man. Now, San Francisco lost. I see a lot of people trolling them. But San Francisco played a good game. It just came down to the end. Yes, you can look back with perfect hindsight and say, man, they shouldn't have took the ball. Well, if it would have worked out, we wouldn't be saying that. That's Patrick Mahomes, man. And I understand why Shanahan took the ball. I want to put the pressure on Patrick Mahomes. I don't want them to score first, and now the pressure's on my Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft quarterback. I don't want to put that pressure on Brock. For him to have to answer Mahomes, I want to see if Mahomes can answer him, which we knew. We knew what it was going to be. We knew. I never doubted that Patrick Mahomes, after the first quarter, when I seen San Francisco couldn't put him away, I never doubted that the Chiefs were going to win that game. I never doubted it. But the Dallas Cowboys got us a new DC in, Mike Zimmer, finally. You know, I didn't really want to make a video on it until it was official. And, you know, we've been saying it for about a week and a half, but Rex came into the picture, and, you know, I like that. I like Rex Ryan because he just like Mike Zimmer. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, guess what? He gonna cuss your ass out. And that's what we need. We needed Dan Quinn in the Green Bay game to be down on the sideline losing his mind. But I think the players looked at Dan Quinn more of like an uncle, the cool uncle I can go talk to about my dad and my mom, and he ain't gonna say nothing. You can't approach Mike like that, because he going to tell you everything you didn't do right. He ain't going to worry about who you talking about. They need that. If they had Mike Zimmer, maybe we don't get drug up and down the field by Green Bay. I like Dan Quinn, but Dan Quinn defense is a lot of flash, not much fight. And the fight part come with the run game. When you playing somebody and they just running the ball, it's a fight. Believe that. It's a fight, because you're not going to keep pushing me. I don't know how them players go about it. But when I played, you wasn't just going to keep pushing me around. No whole game and running for 100, 200 yards. We're going to do something. But somebody getting hit. Somebody. If it's your lineman, your quarterback, your punter, I don't care. Somebody finna lose focus. I'm finna change the tide of the game. Somehow. So, had we had a coach that'll tear into your behind when you out there BSing, maybe the game against Green Bay don't go how it go. But I didn't see no coaches yelling at nobody, which we know that ain't Mike McCarthy style. But somebody got to be mad on his sideline at some point. No players was yelling. So we got the yeller and the screamer now. That's what we was missing. Not all we was missing, but we was definitely missing a yeller and a screamer in our coaching staff. Somebody that's going to tell you you're not the best thing since sliced bread, Micah. All right, Bubba, see you later. Love you. Sorry, y'all. My son leaving for school. Yeah, we need somebody who gonna test you, who gonna challenge you, who gonna see how much you love football. He ain't one of these little soft, I want to be your friend coaches. That's what we need. You heard Micah talking about Dan Quinn. I want to go with him, and I'm going to miss him. Nah. We need this coach. See, it's going to be hard for a lot of these new generation players to get up with Mike Zimmer. Might not see some of these cats on these teams if they soft, as far as emotion-wise. Damone Clark, get ready, boy. Because I seen how you was breaking down on the sideline. Can't remember what game it was. You thought you didn't make a play, but you actually did the right thing and somebody else made the play. But you thought it was your play to make. As a middle linebacker, you got to know when it's your play to make and when it's his play to make and when it's his play to make. You got to know that. And he was about to spaz out on the sideline, crying, and everybody like, no, dog, you made the play. You made the play. Mike Zimmer ain't finna go for all that softness, bruh. All that breaking down and frustrating and losing your mental because you missed one play. Scrap it. Get on to the next play, man. But see, this generation of players just want to hear how good they are and how great you are and you're the best. And not Mike Zimmer. Not Mike Zimmer. And that's what we need. That's what we need. We need somebody to come in and challenge our defense. Our offense wasn't a problem in that game. Our defense just never gave them a chance to get rolling. You can say, man, them was garbage points. How you know we wouldn't have scored there at the end? How you know we didn't figure anything out? You don't know, because the defense never could stop them to see if we could take the lead, to see if them 32 points was fluke. Was it the fact that the starters went out, or did we actually figure something out in the fourth quarter? We'll never know, because our defense never showed up. Nobody challenged, nobody held each other accountable on that sideline. Ain't got to worry about it no more. And Mike Zimmer ain't no booth coach. He like to be right down on the sideline. Maybe he'll move to the booth. Maybe, I don't know how Mike prefer his coordinators to do, but me personally, I would want to be on the field. I would want to have a feel for the game. I would want to hear what their defense or their offense is saying, so I can pick up on keys, little words. I can yell I can pick up information just like my players can when I'm standing on the sideline, and I can help them a lot more. Dan Quinn being in the booth didn't help us. It didn't help us. And when teams wanted to line up and run, they did, whether it was this year's linebackers, last year's linebackers, or the year before that. Every playoff game, we couldn't stop the run. And I never once took Dan Quinn as a disciplinarian, somebody that you better get it together or you'll be off the field. Mike Zimmer seemed like that type to me. We would have seen, I feel like, me personally, my opinion, I feel like the type of coach Mike Zimmer is and the way that playoff game went, we'd have saw some New Jersey numbers out there, because I'm not finna go down with this. Y'all didn't come up here. Y'all didn't show up to play. So let me see if somebody on this sideline want to play. This is a playoff game, and if you didn't show up in the first quarter, I'm pretty sure you won't be here in the second, so I don't have time for you. Let me find somebody who wants to play the game. Because after the first quarter, that defense didn't want to play no more. D-Law, again, the fact you come out and say we tired. Do you want them to keep talking about you? Because you just adding gasoline, son, to a fire. You just keep adding fuel to the fire. We were tired. I want you to say that this year. And you'll be the richest bench rider in the league. I promise you, man. Mike Zimmer gonna sit you down. He gonna sit you down if you're not performing. You're not gonna cost him his job. Like he say in his little, I watched him mic'd up. He told him, you better get your mind right, or I get it right for you. Never heard that from Dan Quinn. That's the kind of coach I like. Somebody who gonna challenge these boys, because they good. We need them to take the next step to great. That's what we need. So I'm happy we hired Mike Zimmer. You know, now we need to fill in these holes. Go get this man a linebacker. And the safety play gonna have to be great in his system. Safety play gonna have to be great, strong safety. You know, if you're good enough, look to stay in the game on nickel, same thing. Darren Woodson played for him. He gonna try to find a safety that's versatile. J-Ron Curse is not gonna play for Mike Zimmer. If he does, he didn't play for him in Minnesota. That's where he came from. Minnesota, Detroit, NFC North. I like J-Ron, nothing personal, but it's time to go. We trying to win a Super Bowl. I think Malik Hooker's still serviceable. You know, I think he's still doing his thing. You know, I think we getting to see Malik Hooker, because we don't really get beat deep. And he feels on the run great. He feels on the run. Malik Hooker do. But that's it, man. Like I say, Mike Zimmer is the type of coach that this defense need. They need somebody to kick them in the butt. They need somebody to challenge them. I don't think Dan Quinn brought that. I really don't. I like Dan Quinn. I love what he did for us these past few years. And the fact that he came back one more year to try to stick it out. But I don't think he had all the pieces he needed. But at the same time, if you look back at his time in Atlanta, he's always liked small linebackers. So, you make the judgment on that. So, but I'm excited, man. I'm ready to see what we do in this draft. I'm ready to see what we do in free agency. The rumors about Derrick Henry picking up, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how all in they are. Now, of course, I know I personally don't want them to do nothing that's just going to, if it don't work out, it's just going to leave us in, purgatory for a while where we can't draft no good players and, we stuck with 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks trying to build another championship team, I hope it don't go that way, but if it do, hey, we just got to live with the results of all in, But it's other teams that went all in, and it hadn't been so bad for them. You know what I'm saying? They getting to the playoffs, they getting here and there, but all of them ain't made a Super Bowl after going all in. The ones that have and then got the ring, I'm pretty sure the suffering they doing now. They knew this was coming, and they fine with it. But we haven't got a Super Bowl, so we don't need to ruin our chances, our future chances, our near future chances of doing that, unless we just come out again, have a great season, get to the playoffs, get blew out, just blow it up, and let's try again. Because I can't go through it with this squad again. I really can't. I wasn't excited about the Super Bowl. I usually am, but this year it just, nah. My team hurt me bad this year. They really did. They took my love for the Super Bowl out of me this year. But it's all right, man. It's all right. But we got a new coach, Mike Zimmer, ready to fill these holes through the draft and the free agency. Do me a favor, comment and let me know if you think Mike Zimmer was a hire. If he wasn't the hire you wanted, let me know who you wanted in the comment section. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and if you're new here, subscribe. But I'm your boy Big D here at Big D Media, and as always, go Cowboys.